Most people quit their side hustle in the first month. Not because the idea was bad, not because they weren't working hard enough. They quit because they picked an income stream that fought against their own personality every single day. If you're an introvert forcing yourself to do sales calls, you're going to burn out. If you're a social extrovert stuck editing spreadsheets alone for 6 hours, you're going to lose motivation fast. And if you're a techie tinkerer trying to build a personal brand on camera, that mismatch will drain you before you even get your first sale. Today I'm giving you 3 realistic income stacks, one for introverts, one for social personalities, and one for techie, systems-driven people with the actual tools you'd use for each. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which stack fits how your brain actually works. Just a quick heads up. This is educational content only, not financial advice. Results vary based on effort, skill, market, and timing. Income examples are illustrations, not guarantees. So do your own research as well. Now let's get into it, starting with why personality fit matters so much in the first place. The biggest hidden reason side hustles fail isn't lack of information, it's misalignment between the work and the person doing it. Some personality and income research suggests traits like extroversion and conscientiousness may influence how people earn and where they thrive, though individual results always vary. Here's the problem with most make-money online content. It treats everyone the same. Every guide pushes the same 5 ideas: start a YouTube channel, sell courses, do affiliate marketing, without asking whether you actually want to be on camera, whether you enjoy talking to strangers, or whether you'd rather spend your evening building an automation than posting a reel. That mismatch is exactly why so many people stack up half-finished side projects instead of one working income stream. So in this video, we will fix that by matching the stack to the person, not the other way around. So how do we actually do this? The answer lies in a concept I call the income stack. Now, when you hear that, you might picture someone juggling 10 different jobs, totally overwhelmed and burnt out. But that's not what this is. An income stack is a strategically chosen bundle of complementary side hustles that are all built around a single core personality type. They share similar skills, the same audience, or the same tools, so they don't compete for your energy, they compound it. The logic is simple but powerful. Instead of trying to be a jack of all trades, you start with one core income stream that perfectly fits your personality. You focus on that one thing until it's working. Then add 1 or 2 adjacent, low-effort streams that make your first one more valuable or more stable. Ultimately, we want to create a system of income that actually energizes you, because every part of it is designed around who you are. It's about building a financial safety net that feels less like a chore and more like an authentic expression of your talents. This isn't just about making extra money, it's about making money in a way that feels sustainable and, dare I say it, fun. And with that foundation in place, let's dig into the first stack. First up, let's talk about the introvert stack. If long social interaction drains you and you'd rather work quietly and independently, this stack is built for you. Introverts tend to do well with income streams that involve deep, focused work rather than constant real-time interaction. This is for those of us who thrive in the quiet, who do our best work when we can put our headphones on and just get into a state of deep focus. This is for the person who'd rather communicate through writing than in back-to-back meetings and finds constant social interaction to be a massive energy drain. The problem for introverts is that so much business advice is geared toward being loud, visible, and constantly networking. But your strength isn't in performance, it's in thoughtfulness, depth, and precision. The foundation of this stack is digital products. You create something once, a template, a planner, a printable guide, and it sells repeatedly without you needing to talk to a single customer. Platforms like Etsy work well here because buyers are already searching for solutions, so you're not pitching anyone, you're just showing up in search results. The second layer is affiliate marketing, built into an email funnel rather than face-to-face selling. You pick 2 or 3 tools you already use, get your affiliate links, and let a written sequence do the persuading in the background instead of live conversations. The third layer is faceless content. Think voiceover explainer videos, screen-recorded tutorials, or ambient background YouTube channels that need 0 camera time and 0 live interaction. And here's the part introverts especially love: you don't even need to use your own voice. You can generate a natural-sounding artificial intelligence voiceover instead, which removes the last bit of exposure some introverts hesitate on. Here's what that looks like with real tools. Canva, to design digital planners, templates, or printables without any design background. Etsy, to list and sell those digital products to an existing buyer audience. Kit or MailChimp, to build the email sequence that sells affiliate tools quietly in the background. Descript, to record and edit screen tutorials without ever showing your face. And 11 Labs, to generate an artificial intelligence voiceover for your videos, so you never have to use your own voice on camera or mic. The honest trade-off: this stack takes longer to build momentum because you're relying on search and passive discovery instead of direct outreach. But once it's built, it runs with very little day-to-day social energy required. Now, let's flip that completely and look at the opposite type of person. If you get energy from talking to people, building relationships, and being visible, forcing yourself into a faceless, isolated business model will feel like punishment. This stack works with your strengths instead of against them. This stack is for the social butterflies, the connectors, the people who leave a conversation feeling more energized than when they started. If you're someone who thrives on relationships, loves talking to people, and finds it easy to build trust, this stack is for you. Your greatest asset is your ability to connect with other people. The mistake social personalities often make is thinking their skills are just soft skills that can't be directly monetized. That couldn't be further from the truth. In a world that's becoming more and more digital and automated, your ability to create a genuine human connection is a valuable asset. The foundation here is service-based work that depends on relationships, think coaching, consulting, or done-for-you services where trust and conversation are the actual product. Social side hustles thrive specifically because they let you meet new people while earning. The second layer is community building. Whether that's a paid membership, a Discord group, or a coaching cohort, social personalities tend to retain members better because they genuinely enjoy the interaction that keeps a community alive. The third layer is personal brand content, being on camera, doing live streams, hosting webinars, or running question and answer sessions. This is where an extroverted communication style becomes a direct monetization asset instead of just a personality trait. Here's what the tools look like in practice. Zoom or Google Meet to run coaching calls, consultations, or live workshops. Calendly to let clients book time with you without back and forth messaging. Circle or Discord to host a paid community where members interact and pay for access. Instagram or TikTok to build visibility and personal brand through direct, face-forward content. And Stripe to handle payments for coaching packages and community access. The honest trade-off here: this stack scales slower per hour because a lot of the value comes from you personally showing up. But it tends to build trust and revenue faster upfront since relationships convert quicker than cold audiences. It's worth sticking around for the last section because it changes how you should actually combine these stacks, even if you think you only fit one type. But first, let's talk about the third and final stack. This one is for the builders, the systems thinkers, the problem solvers. If you're the person who gets a genuine thrill from finding the perfect tool, building a seamless workflow, or making a system run more efficiently, this is your zone. Your brain is wired to see the architecture behind the chaos. This one is for people who'd rather build a system once and let it run than manage relationships or create content daily. If you enjoy tinkering with tools, automations, and workflows more than talking to people, this is your lane. The trap for techie people is often thinking they need to become elite coders before they can earn any money. But thanks to the growth of no-code and low-code tools, the barrier to entry for monetizing tech skills is lower than it used to be, though it still takes real setup work and testing, not a shortcut. The foundation is no-code micro tools or automations that solve a specific, narrow problem for a specific audience. You don't need to code. Platforms like Make.com and Zapier let you connect apps into workflows that other people will pay for. The second layer is artificial intelligence-powered service delivery, using tools to do in minutes what used to take hours, then charging for that speed. Examples include repurposing long videos into short clips, cleaning up podcast audio, or generating structured reports from raw data. The third layer is selling the systems themselves, templates, workflows, or Notion dashboards that other creators and small businesses can plug in and use immediately without building it from scratch. Here's the actual tool stack. Make.com or Zapier to build the automations that do the actual work behind the scenes. Notion, to package workflows and dashboards as sellable templates. ChatGPT or Claude to speed up content repurposing, report generation, and copywriting for clients. Airtable to manage client data, deliverables, and recurring workflows at scale. And Gumroad to sell templates, automations, or workflow packages directly. The honest trade-off, this stack has the steepest learning curve up front because you're learning tools, not just talking to people. And it isn't set it and forget it. Automations still need occasional review and adjustment as tools or client needs change. But once built and maintained, it tends to require the least ongoing manual effort of the three. Now that we've covered all three stacks, let's talk about the mistakes people make no matter which one they pick. The most common mistake isn't picking the wrong stack. It's picking a stack based on what looks impressive online instead of what actually fits your energy and schedule. Someone who hates being on camera forces themselves into YouTube because that's what works, burns out in 6 weeks, and concludes they're bad at making money online. They weren't bad at it. They picked the wrong lane. The second mistake is trying to run all three stacks at once from day one. Trying to build digital products, a coaching community, and an automation business simultaneously means none of them get enough attention to actually gain traction. The third mistake is ignoring that these stacks aren't mutually exclusive over time. An introvert can start with digital products, then later add one techie automation layer without ever having to become social. A social creator can build a community first, then layer in an introvert-friendly digital product as a secondary stream once the audience already trusts them. So knowing that, let's talk about how to actually combine these. Here's the real insight most content skips. Your personality determines your starting stack, not your only stack. Once your primary stream is stable, the smartest move is usually to add one complementary layer from a different category, not to fully switch lanes. For example, an introvert stack works beautifully paired with one techie automation, because both can run quietly in the background. A social stack pairs well with one digital product, because your existing audience becomes the built-in buyer base with less extra selling effort required. Think of your income stack less like a single machine and more like a small toolkit. You're not choosing one tool forever. You're choosing which tool to pick up first based on what actually matches your energy today. So now that you know how these stacks work together, let's talk about where you should actually start this week. If you've made it this far, you're probably leaning toward one of these three stacks. And that's exactly the problem most people hit next. They know which stack fits, but they still spend weeks overthinking the first move instead of taking it. That's exactly why we built the Income Stack Starter Checklist. It's a free resource that helps you choose one realistic income stack, match it to how much time you actually have each week, and map out your first 7 days, so you're not stuck planning forever instead of starting. It gives you one possible next step you can act on today instead of getting lost comparing 15 different best side hustle lists. The download link is in the description below if you want to skip the overthinking phase and get straight into action. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually start? The number of options can feel paralyzing. So let's break it down into a simple, actionable 30-day plan. The goal here is not to be earning thousands of dollars in a month. That's not realistic for most people in that time frame. The goal is to build momentum and prove to yourself that this can work. Week 1 is about choosing your path. Just one, pick one of the three stacks we talked about, introvert, social, or techie. Don't overthink it. Go with your gut. Which one felt like the path of least resistance? Then pick one core skill from that stack, not 3, not 2. 1. For example, freelance writing or no-code websites. Week 2 is about creating your offer. Set up the absolute basics. This is not the time to build a perfect, complex website. Create a one-page document that outlines your single offer. If you're selling a service, describe exactly what it includes. If you're selling a product, create a simple Gumroad page for it. The goal is good enough to start, not perfect. Week 3 is about taking small, daily action. This is the most critical step. Commit to publishing or pitching something in a small way, every single day. This doesn't have to be a massive effort. It could be sending one email to a potential client. It could be writing one page of your digital product. It could be posting one piece of advice on a relevant forum. The key is consistency, which builds the habit and starts sending signals that you're in business. Week 4 is about getting your first feedback. Your goal for the final week is to get a response from the world. Ideally, this is your first client or your first sale. But even if it's not, the goal is to get your first piece of feedback. A no is feedback. A question about your pricing is feedback. A comment on your social post is feedback. This is the data that will help you refine your offer and gauge whether you're on the right track. The stack that works isn't the one with the highest income ceiling on paper, it's the one you'll actually keep showing up for because it fits how you naturally operate. Introverts tend to thrive with quiet product-based systems. Social personalities tend to thrive with relationship-driven offers. Techy builders tend to thrive with automated micro tools. Pick the one that matches your energy first. Get it stable, then layer from there. I'm genuinely curious. Which of these 3 stacks resonates with you the most? The introvert, the social, or the techie? Drop a comment below with which one fits. It helps me know which stack to break down deeper in a future video. Links to all the tools mentioned are in the description below. Some links may be affiliate links, and we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. This helps keep the lab running. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.